The nature can teach us a lot of lessons. It was too hot and sweating, and suddenly the rain pours. The grace of the heavens. This also is a lesson in life. Heat and cold, sweat and rain. Chakravat vartade. Nothing lasts for long. We need the patience to know that even this will pass away. So experience these blessings of the heavens pouring on us. And the pit-pat of the rain as it falls on the leaves and on the roof, that sound itself is like music. So thus the mind becomes calm. The body feels cool. And we experience ourselves embedded in this wonderful world, the self-correcting, wonderful world. And these are all signs sent by the Divine, that if you are patient enough, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. These vital lessons should not be missed. So with that calm mind, a mind which has surrendered to the rhythm of the universe, or at the feet of the Lord, because we see the world as a living, breathing, conscious organism, not just matter, dead matter, ruthless dead matter. That's not how we perceive the world. The world is the cosmic Purusha. So having quietened the mind, we are looking at our own life. Who are we, the question. Why are we here? Who are we? What is our place in this world? In this vast universe? Physically, we are just a grain of sand. But from the consciousness standpoint, we envelop the whole world. From the body standpoint, we are just a speck of dirt. But from consciousness standpoint, we envelop the whole universe, where the body floats like in a beam of light. Dust particles dance. Similarly, the body dances in the light of consciousness. So to the mind, so to the intellect, so to the ego. So ego, intellect, mind, body, prana, this assemblage which we call the Jivatma is floating like as I said, dust particles in a beam of light, or like waves in the ocean. So we were covering all these milestones in our journey. Vishayas, from Vishayas, the body, from the body to the prana, from prana to the emotional mind, then to the intellect. The emotional mind plays a big role in determining the world that you personally experience, and even we collectively experience. In this experience, language, images, stories, they all play a big role. That's why it is said, Tasya yajureva shiraha rugdakshina pakshaha samuttara pakshaha adesha atma adharvangirasa pucham pratishtha. The emotional mind is cultured and nurtured by the Vedas. Rigvedam, Yajurvedam, Samavedam. So every culture have their own Vedas, their own way of being in the world, as an individual, as in a collective. The Chinese, the Christian world, the Islamic world, the African world, they all have their own way of being and processing experiences, their own world views. So the Vedic mantras, the Vedic world view, and the rituals and the homas and other samskaras, do's and don'ts, ideas of hell and heaven, God, all these constitute our cultural and spiritual world. Which we imbibe during the first 12 years of our life. Then the boy or girl, a teen girl or teen boy start questioning. Looking back, reviewing. That stage is the intellectual life. Questioning assumptions, questioning behaviors, questioning parents. Intellect is the karta, bhokta. Intellect is the doer, enjoyer. Intellect becomes an adult. It's an expression of being an adult. Questioning everything. So that you can make your own choices. You are responsible for your choice. And hence the Upanishad says, Tasya shraddhaiva shiraha rudam dakshina pakshaha satyamuttara pakshaha yoga atma mahapucham pratishtha. The intellectual shape is constituted of Shraddha, your faith, your assumptions, your basic beliefs, rhythm, your sense of harmony, being in the world, and your relationship with the world, and satyam, your need for knowing the truth, yoga, a disciplined mind, and mahapucham pratishtha, and all these are based upon the Mahat or Ishvara. The need for educating the intellectual sheath. But the intellectual sheath also is a modified matter, subtle matter. Being very subtle and close to the Atman, it has got a better reflection of the Atman in it. But the inner light is not switched off. So you are able to see this darkness. You are able to see your ignorance. You are able to see your conditioning, limitations. You are able to see the tools that you are using because of the inner light. That inner light is never switched off. So use this an opportunity to ask this fundamental question: how do I see this darkness? In what light this darkness shines? So everything becomes an opportunity for the spiritual seeker. There is no complaint. You don't complain about anything. You're only making every opportunity to abide in the self. The thunder, the clamor and the clash of the clouds and the streak of lightning that pierce through the dark clouds. All these are opportunities for you to attain samadhi, to abide in yourself. So let us make this an opportunity to contemplate, to meditate. Listen to that thunder and the lightning which preceded the thunder. Think of the clouds, think of the ocean, think of the sun, think of the wind because of which clouds gather together. Think of the mountains where the clouds get stuck and become rain. Think of the whole rhythmic nature of the universe. So let us use a blessing in disguise. Let us use this opportunity to be the light in the presence of which you aware this darkness, aware your own ignorance. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed. And ask the question, how do you see the light? In what light do you see this light? In what light did you see the darkness? Or you aware the darkness? You cognize the darkness. So the light we are illumines both darkness and light. The light we are illumines both ignorance and knowledge. Knowledge is opposed to ignorance, but the Atman is not opposed to neither knowledge nor ignorance. So the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is subtle matter, or subtle, the sattvic aspect of the five elements, reflecting consciousness or Atman or Brahman, assuming the role of doership and enjoyership, decision making, a sense of ownership, and we get stuck there. We get stuck in this tussling world of thought, imagination, concepts, ideas, ideologies. But the pilgrims don't stop there. There are miles to go before you rest. So this ceaseless transcendence, one after another. We circle these mountains and slowly climb up. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Okay. Is Maya and Avidya one and the same? Yes. Avidya from the individual standpoint, Maya become Avidya from the individual standpoint. Avidya become Maya from the collective standpoint. All these Avidyas put together become Maya. So Maya is God's attribute, Ishvara's attribute. Ishvara controls the mind. Whereas Avidya controlling the individual. That's all. I gave you the metaphor of a plane journey. In the plane, the passengers, they sit in the seat and put the belt and they are helpless. They cannot determine the direction of the aeroplane. But the pilot can decide. Pilot represents the will of all the passengers. The pilot is under control of the plane. We are controlled by the plane. Something like that. So they are one and the same thing. The Maya is a creative power of Brahman. Why Advaita Vedanta declared that it can come to an end. For a Jivan Mukta also, the universe continued to exist. Yeah, the ending means we see it as Mithya, that is the ending. We say it is neither real or unreal. It's a tool fashioned by us. We can change it out. So ending does not mean a physical ending. Ending means you cannot say whether it is real or unreal, existing or non-existing. Sadasabhyam anirvachaniya maya. That's how we interpret the mind. So it is there for your use. But you can put it away if you want. So that kind of thing. So it is neither true or untrue, nor it is separate from Brahman. That is another way of putting it. It has no independent existence. Its existence depends upon Brahman. And it is neither real or unreal. It is measurable. These are some of the definitions of it. It's a tool that you use. If you don't use the tool, it has no meaning at all. Here is a veena, nobody uses it. Veena has no meaning at all, isn't it? Doesn't have any meaning. So this Maya has a meaning when it is associated with, when it is used by Brahman to explore and express its infinite potential, and you are that Brahman. So this is some of the Vedantic masters confuse us. Maya is not there, so therefore world is not there. But after the lecture, hunger goes to the dining room and eats. Then Maya is there. When the lecture hall, Maya is not there. Or stomach pain, then you need a medicine, isn't it? So it is there, but it is not there. So kale satyavadvadi, prabodhe sati. That's a very interesting thing, Maya. One has to really look at that. So Shankara says, sad asadvyam anirvachaniya Maya. What purpose does the flowering of prarabdha karma serve in the case of a Jivan Mukta, as he is unaffected by it, as he has gone beyond enjoyment or doership? So the prarabdha karma is after effect. You have done some karma in your state of ignorance. That karma will have its effect even after Jivan Mukti, after it. It's something like the fan. If you put out the fan, it continues to rotate for some time. Putting out the fan. So prarabdham diva vidyadam adapara brahmatmana siyadam. Prarabdha you have to endure, go through it. From the external standpoint, for a brahmajnani there is not even prarabdha, because he has done no karmas, because he is akarta abhokta. The brahmajnani has no problem. But for others, Ramakrishna has got cancer, Ramana has got cancer, Krishnamurti has got cancer. So from the external standpoint, when you objectify the brahmajnani, he has got all the prarabdha. The prarabdha is not the last word. It is only to explain your stupidity. Some explanation we have to give. Isn't it? You see as from the external, you objectify the brahmajnani. That's the problem. If you recognize brahmajnani is your Atman and you are the Atman, prarabdha varta, that question doesn't arise at all, you say. Yes, Jivan Mukta has got prarabdha is as a mithya. It is there, it is not there. It's there, it's not there. That's the kind of. So indefinable. So that's how we look at that. Now let's come to. Okay. How do you start? What is that? Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Satgurum Pranadosmyaham Jandunam Narajanma Durlabhamadap Pumstam Tado Viprada Tasmad Vaidika Dharma Marga Parada Viddutvam Asmat Param Atman Atma Vivejanam Sanubhavo Brahmatmana Samsthidihi Tiruno Shadakodi Janma Sugrudei Punnirvina Labhyade दुर्लभं त्रयमेवेदद् दैवानुग्ररहेतुकं मनुष्यत्वं मुमुक्षुत्वं महापुरुषसंश्रयः को नाम बन्धः कथमेष आगतः कथं प्रतिष्ठास्य कथं विमोक्षः को सावनात्मा परमः आत्मा तयोर्विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम् ब्रह्मानन्दरसानुभूतिकलितैः पूतैः सुशीतैः सितैः युष्मद्वाक्कलशोज्जितैः श्रुतिसुखैः वाक्यामृतैः सेजया सन्दप्तं भवतापदापदघनज्वालाभिरेणं प्रभो धन्यास्ते भवदीक्षणक्षणगते पात्रीकृता स्वीकृता. Actually, you can carry home these 5 verses from Vivekachoodamani. I would say that this camp has been successful, you say, worth attending. At least these 5 verses. You know how to ask the question. You have the vocabulary to ask question. Konama, Banda, etc. Your relation with the teacher is defined there. And the journey has been explained, how the journey started, and what all you have gone through. And these 3 blessings, that you got a human life, you have desire for moksha, and your association with a Mahatma, who is ready to help you. So all this you got. Now let us start. Let's get going. And we are in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. So what is the Vijnanamaya Kosha? We have explained it, what Vijnanamaya Kosha is. And finally, the 203rd sloka, Sambandha Swatmano Buddhya Mithya Jnana Purassaraha Vinivrittir Bhavet Tasya Samyak Jnanena Nanyata. So Buddhi is so dazzling, so powerful, so exciting. So you associate with it. It's a tool for you. But then you identify with it. And then you say, I am limited by my Buddhi. Buddhi is a limited facility. It cannot know everything. It can know only few things. Depending upon the data collected by the sense organs, the limited data, Buddhi processes and makes a decision, which can be right, which can be wrong also. So that Buddhi which is limited, you identify with that. And then you say, Buddhi Parimanoham, I am just this. I am a logician, I am a philosopher, I am a thinker, I am a public intellectual. These kind of labels you assume, you say, depending upon the Buddhi. Not knowing, Buddhi has its own limitation. All these philosophers who have come into the world has been contradicted and proved wrong. All these philosophers. At that time, in their own time, they dominate their age, but later they are disproved. Even Newton, Einstein also couldn't understand few things. The area of quantum physics, Einstein was baffled. So Newton, Einstein, or the earlier philosophers, like Aristotle believed women have only 28 teeth in their mouth. Women have more teeth, isn't it? Aristotle believed, because it is said in some Shastra. It never occurred to him to open their mouth and count. So we sometimes become the prisoners of such false knowledge, and we propagate that. So both men and women have 32 teeth, isn't it? Which is the truth. But it never occurred to Aristotle. Let us count. It never occurred to him. So sometimes we get prisoners, the intellect becomes prisoner of organization. They want to propagate the idea earth is flat. And it looks apparently it is flat, which is not the truth. Which is not the truth. And those who said the earth is round, they have been burned by the Christian church. There, any opinion outside the Christian faith is blasphemy or heresy. They will be burned. In India, any different opinion be worshipping, oh, new God has come. Isn't it? That's the India state. In Hinduism, if you say something new, a new avataram has come. A few people follow that person till he realizes he is a fake. Isn't it? Then they move into another avatar. So everything is an avataram here. Whereas in the West, they are the strict logical straitjackets. Anybody going outside that, their theology, they will burn you, they will drown you in the ocean, they'll do all kind of cruel things. But Hinduism that way is an umbrella where everybody can, when it rains, everybody can come and join. It is his weakness, it is strength also. The weakness is it doesn't have precise, defined terms. There is no precision. There is only inclusion. That's one problem we have, and we have to address that. But there is inclusion there. Everybody is accepted. So this identification buddhi, sambandha swatmanaha buddhiya mithya-jnana purasaraha. Because you don't know the Atman, you don't know the whole picture. So we identify with the limited things, the whole picture. When we know that the whole planet is a tiny facility for us, this tiny, fragile planet, it is in danger because of the human activity. So instead of thinking as a planet, a planetary vision, we are still thinking of national boundaries. This is my country, that's your country. And if you step off the line, I am going to come to your jugular. And you amassed a lot of nuclear weapons. 5,000 nuclear weapons, Russia, 7,000 America, 600 China, maybe 300 India, maybe 150 Pakistan, maybe uncounted numbers by Israel. All these nuclear weapons, what are you going to do with that? 10 nuclear weapons are enough to completely destroy the world. This planet is so small. That we see from the moon. When people went to the moon, this is a tiny planet, tiny space. This is the only known space for us. So instead of thinking by narrow, you have to lower the national boundary so that we can stretch our hand and shake hands and talk to each other, which is very, very important, vital for the survival of this planet, which we are not doing. And that's why we confine ourselves to these narrow boundaries, intellectual concepts. And these intellectual concepts are created by your own limited brain. There is no overall vision. So, sambandha swatmanaha buddhya mithya-jnana parasaraha. Mithya-jnana means wrong identification, wrong knowledge, ignorance, mithya-jnana. Vinivrittid bhavettasya. How do I get out of that? Samyak-jnanena nanyata. You have to bring that total vision. Total vision is to be brought. And within that total vision, you can have these affinities. Then your responses will be much more nuanced, much more responsible. So, nivritti bhavettasya samyak jnana. So, what is samyak jnana? So the Samyak Jnana will uplift you, bring you out of this intellectual conceit, intellectual arrogance. It will lift you. So what is Samyak Jnana? Next. Brahmatmai Gattva Vijnanam Samyak Jnanam Sudher Madam. Brahmatmai Gattva Vijnanam Samyak Jnanam Sudher Madam. Again back to Shruti. So what is Samyak Jnanam? Total, holistic, inclusive vision. Brahma, Atma Egatvam. The Brahman described in the scripture and your Atman are the same. Or my Atman and other Atman are the same. And it is this Atman which has appeared as the material universe. This is Brahma Jnana. Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. All this that you see is an expression of Brahman, he said. So my Atman, my neighbor's Atman, my enemy's Atman, the Atman in the mosquito, all are the same. There is no one Atman. And this one Atman has become the material world, he said. It appears without undergoing any change. That is to be added. Brahman without undergoing any change appears as the world. So Surubam Abharitejya Rubandharavati. This is called Vivartavada or Ajadavada. It appears as the world. So that way, Brahmatma Ekatva Vijnanam, that you have to underline, which is Samyak Jnanam Sudhetmadam. And in that nothing else is left behind. The subject, the object, the material and the spiritual, the ethical, the aesthetic, everything is included in this vision, he said. Brahmatma Ekatva Vijnanam, Samyak Jnanam Sudhehe Madam. This is the opinion of the Shruti. So where does Shruti say that? In Chandogya Upanishad. Brahma eva idam sarvam. Everything is consciousness, a play of consciousness. Chid Vilasa. In some of the Devi Stotras, Chid Vilasa. It's a play of Chid. Chid means conscious. Chid Vilasa. Chid Vilasini. That is the Devi's description, Chid Vilasini. Devi is many moods, depending upon the moods. Devi appeared this and that, Chid Vilasini. So, that's Samyak Jnanam. Tadat. So, Brahmatma Egatva Vijnanam Samyak Jnanam Sudehe Madam. It's only Shruti can say that. Shruti means the revelated wisdom gathered by the rishis. The rishis, after contemplating upon the mystery of the universe, their mind became quite in a state of wonder, receptive state, in a state of humility. Then the wisdom is revealed to them. And the rishis after that note down those wisdom. That's the Upanishad, Brahma Sutra and all that. Upanishad basically. And the Veda. So, in a state of wonder and contemplative wonder, then the knowledge is revealed. This is called revelatory knowledge, not analytical knowledge. By analysis you don't get this. Analysis is like counting the waves in the ocean. How many waves are in the ocean? You can keep on counting, isn't it? Till the cows come home, as they say. You can keep on counting. There is no end. And whatever you count disappears. Before the computation is over, the wave disappears. Then you keep counting, like a madman. So analysis leads to paralysis. It doesn't take you anywhere. So what we need is a Samyak Jnana, a revelatory wisdom, where you see the truth, where you be the truth. Maybe that is a better expression. You be the truth. So continuing, Tadatmanatmano Samyak Vivekenaiva Siddhyati Tado Vivekakartavyaha Pratyegatma Pratyegatma sadatmanoh tadatmanatmano samyak vivekenaiva siddhyati tado vivekak kartavyah pratyegatma asadatmanah. So padachedam tadu means samyak jnanam, total inclusive vision. Samyak jnanam, where the subject and the object is included, where the matter and the spirit is included. Everything is included in this total one vision. That is samyak jnanam. Tad atmanatmano samyak vivekena. This jnana, this knowledge arises when you are able to vivekam, atma anatma vivekam. Atma anatma vivekam, that's how you begin with that. What is real, what is unreal, what is fleeting, what is lasting, what is subject, what is object. Atma anatma vivekena siddhyati. That's how you get it. That's how the revelation happens to you. Keep on. Viveka vijnanavataha. Tadaha. Therefore, what should I do? Viveka kartavyaha. That's what we are trying to do. You have to do the viveka. Yeah, every experience is a mix of real and unreal. The subject and object. Now we are listening to the speaker. This listening is an act done by you. So you are the listener, isn't it? You are the listener. After half an hour, 1 hour, you go away, listening stops. You are there. Then you listen something else. Then you see something else. So therefore that eye, which anusyudam like a thread, threading, connecting all your experience, including the sleep experience. That's the Atma is. Then the rest are all Anatma. What you hear, touch, smell, thoughts, memories, ego, everything is Anatma. So Viveka Kartabhya, Pratyegatma, Asadatmanoho. One is Pratyegatma, innermost self. The other is objective things. Anatmanoho. Anatma means what is seen and what is measurable, what is changing and fleeting. So that Viveka should always happen, he says. It's called Pratyabhijna. You are always remembering that. It is the I which is continuous. Pratyayam prati abhijna pratyabhijna, he says. You are able to, every thought mode, every experience is shining in consciousness. So tado viveka kartabhyaha pratyegatma asadatma. What is asadatma? The changing thing. The other is sadatma. Sadatma or pratyegatma. You have to continue constantly. You have to remember that. Initially it requires some exercise. Then it becomes natural to you. So somebody is shouting at you and you feel hurt. And your mind assumes that mode, I am hurt. But how long the hurt will last? For some time. That hurt don't seep into the soul, as they say. It doesn't go into your soul and pollute or contaminate your soul. It remains on the mental level. And you are something deeper. So tadaha viveka kartabhyaha pratyegatma asadatmanoho viveka kartabhyaha. Now some examples are given. Jalam pangavaspashtam. Jalam pangavadaspashtam. Pangapaye jalam spudam. Yatha bhadi tadhatmabhi. Dosha bhave spuda prabha. Jalam pangavadaspashtam. Pangapaye jalam spudam. Yatha bhadi tadhatmabhi. Dosha bhave spuda prabha. Come simple example. Jalam, H2O, pure, that what you can drink. But when you flush it down your toilet, it becomes polluted. Or the Ganga, very pure, as it rises from the source, then Gomukha is very pure. But as it comes down, all the effluents, all the materials are thrown into the Ganga because there are factories on both sides of the Ganga. And by the time it comes to Varanasi, it's so dirty, so filthy. When you take a bath there, you feel scratching all over, isn't it? The body. It's dirty there. But the water itself is pure. You can purify it and you can drink it. You can drink that water. So the impurity in the water doesn't pierce the structure or the molecule of the water. It doesn't do that. It is only superficial. It's only superficial. Like you see your child when you come from office, coat, boot, suit and tie and hat and all that. You see your grandson playing in the dirt and all over, the dirt, because he's playing in the dirt, because of the rain. Dirt. He's playing there. He's splashing the dirt all over him. And then he comes, Dada, he comes and embraces you. Will you push him off? Will you push him off? Because this dirt is only superficial. This is my grandson. My grandson. You will embrace him. You don't mind your clothes getting dirty because afterwards you can remove the cloth also. Isn't it? So you are able to see beyond the mask. That ability to see that. So jalam pankavada spashtam pankapaye jalam spudam. When you remove this dirt, then spudam, the pure water. Water is not affected at all. Similarly, your spirit is not affected by your entanglement with the world. Not affected. It is pure. Yada bhagi tadatma dosha bhave spuda prabha. So how do you remove this dosha from the Atman? By seeing all these are mithya. They come and go. It doesn't affect you. So therefore you don't have to remove it. There is no literally removing. Like you removed the snake from the rope. How did you do that? Brought the light. You did not physically remove the snake. Oh, when the light came, the snake slithered away and disappeared into a nearby bush. Is that the case? If the snake slithers away, that is a real snake. Here you know the snake was never there. It was my imagination, my illusion, my bhramdi. This is called bhranda, madness. So we all are in different degrees of madness actually. We all are mad people. Some people are in the prison, some people are outside, that's all. There are different degrees of madness for all of us. The main madness is you think you are unhappy. That's the greatest madness. And you are trying to remove that unhappiness. The more you try, the more unhappy. The more you try to remove the snake, the more the snake appears. So that every effort to remove your unhappiness, you are taking into greater and greater misery. So what should I do? Don't do anything. Just sit, just quiet. Just sit and in Padmasana, if not possible, Sukhasana, and take a long deep breath. Then you feel okay. Feel okay. So, yatha bhadi tada atma bhi dosha bhave spuda. Because the limitation of language, you say this defect has to be removed. There is nothing to remove, you say. There is nothing to remove. You have to only sit and be awareful. That's all what you have to do. Then things will fall in place. Things will fall in place. Continuing. Asan nivrittau tu sadatmana spuda pradidire dasya bhavet pradichaha tado nirasa karaniya eva sadatmana sadvahamadi vastudaha asannivrittau tu sadatmana spuda pradidire dasya bhavet pradichaha tado nirasa karaniya eva Sadatmana sadhuhamadi vastudaha vastu. Padachedam. Asad nivrittau tu sadatmanaha spudapradidi edasya bhavet pradichaha. Tadaha nirasaha karaniya eva asadatmanaha. That you have to understand. Asadatmanaha sadhu ahamadi vastunaha. Therefore, what should I do? I have told you several times what should you do. Again you are asking the same question. I am compelled to answer now. What should I do? Asad nivrittau. See the world as it is. Don't put your paint on that. Don't interpret because of your misery the world. The world is beautiful. Isn't it? The rain is beautiful, the sky is beautiful, the earth is beautiful, rivers, oceans, etc. beautiful. But we, by our action, has made it miserable. The human action. Earlier, human beings could not disturb the world so much. But now, with the power of technology, you have destroyed the world, the beautiful world. The socialized, politicized, market-dominated world. We have destroyed the world. Now we are seriously thinking. We are talking about limits to growth. We cannot grow like this. Every year 10%, 10%. All the 9 billion people, Mother Earth cannot tolerate it. You will be digging and you will be polluting, using chemicals and all that. Mother Earth cannot tolerate it. And she is going to react one day. You see, if you keep on provoking your mother, one day she is going to react. Get lost, isn't it? Get lost. Go away from my eyesight. Mother Earth is going to react like that. Before that, we should start behaving, you see. So, asad nivrittau. So once you lift this illusion that my happiness is out there, my happiness in changing the world beyond a limit, and then you are creating a trap for yourself. So asad nivrittau sadatmanaha spudapradidi. So when you see the world as it is, what do you mean by seeing the world as it is? It cannot give you happiness. See that. That include your children, your spouse, your house, your car, your titles, your job, nothing. That is asad nivrittau. Pull off this illusion from you. Asad nivrittau tu sadatmanaha. Sadatmana means the permanent self, immortal self. Spudapradidi. Then you get a clear idea of your immortal self. Spudapradidi edasya bhavet pradichaha. And this self is pradicha, andaratma, sarva andaratma. Pradiji and deep inside the self. You will be able to pratyek and parak, you say. This pratyegatma, paragatma, andaratma. Tadaha nirasa karaneya. Therefore you see the world as it is. Don't put any paint on that. Eva asadatmanaha sadhu ahamadi vastunaha. So nirasa karane. Nirasa means you have to objectify. You have to watch. Detach. Watch. Practice viveka and vairagya. Nirasa karaneya. What are you trying to watch? Asadatmanaha. This ever-changing world which has no happiness. Sadhu. Sadhu means by effort. You have to do that very clearly. Or sadhu means the seeker. Sadhu can mean the seeker also. The seeker, you have to do that. Ahamadi vastudaha. What are the asadatma? It begins with ahankara. Then adi. Then mamakara. Then karmas. Based upon that. Then finally suffering. So keep watching for the tasmat jagrada. Sanat Kumara tells Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra asks, what is death? Pramado vai murti, he says. Sanat Kumara says, Sanat Kumara is wise young people. Dhritarashtra has a consultation with him. He consults, but he never practices. He gets good advice. But then his default is doing wrong thing. So Sanat Kumara, Dhritarashtra asks, what is death? He says, Pramado vai murti. Pramada, this mistake that you make, this lack of alertness, that is death. When you are alert, then you know your real nature. So, eva sadatmanaha sadhu ahamadi vastunaha. Ahamadi vastu means ahangaram, then body, then seeking joy outside. These are all ahangaram, he says. Ahamadi vastunaha. So, practice Viveka. That's why they Vivekachoodamani, practice Viveka. Practice Viveka. Our parents give us good name, but we don't follow that also. In India, names are all beautiful. Madhava, Raghava, Govinda. Beautiful name. In the West I see, they give all wrong names. John Bull, Wolf, isn't it? Snake, snail, all kind of names. They take their names from these animals. We take our name from the Supreme Truth. You can meditate on that. So, tado dirasa karaniya eva asadatmanaha sadhu ahamadi vastunaha. Continuing. Ado nyayam paramatma syad vijnana maya shabda bhak vigaritva jadatva cha parichinnatva hedutaha drishyatvad vijaritvad nanityo nitya ishyade ado nayam paratma syad vijnana maya shabda bhak vigaritvad jadatvad cha parichinnatva hedutaha drishyatvad vijaritvad nanityo nitya ishyade. So, let's do the padachedam. Adaha na ayam paramatma syad. Because of this reason, this buddhi is not you. It is only a tool that you are using. It is only some transit point in your journey towards the self. Buddhi is not. It is only a tool. Don't identify with it. Adaha na ayam. Ayam means ayam buddhi. Vijnanamaya kosha. Paramatma syad. Vijnanamaya shabda bhak. So this thing, what is called Vijnanamayam shabda bhak, indicated by that name, is not you. Vigaritva, the reason, vigaritva, keep changing. Isn't it? Your thoughts keep changing. Your ego keep changing. Your doership keep changing. So vigaritvad, jadatvad is made up of matter. Parichinnatvad, and is limited also. Limited. Your knowledge is limited. Drishyatvad, another reason drishyatvad, you can objectify your buddhi. Don't you say that I am a little confused, I am clear now, I make this decision. So, drishyatvad. Vebhijaritvad, and it is keep changing also, vebhijaritvad. So, vigaritvad modifies, keep changing, and parichinnam limited, and object. Vibhijarit na anityaha nitya isya. Therefore, this anitya buddhi cannot be taken as nitya. You have to miles to go before you rest. You only come up to buddhi, vijnanamaya. Now, how many other? Don't you say that when you go to Kedarnath and Badrinath, you are hopping and puffing and walking and using a stick and that, and then somebody is coming from the opposite side. You will ask, how far, how far? Then you will just here. Just here. It's not just here, you have to walk another 100 miles. But for him, it is just here, you say. Maybe he is encouraging you, doesn't want to depress you by saying undermine. So similarly, this anitya is not nityam. You have not reached the destination. It is a very dazzling space, of course. Most of the people remain there. All the philosophers remain there. All the theologians remain there. They don't want to go beyond. Because it is difficult for them. Because this itself is an interesting, dazzling place. Sadodayam para. This is like when you go to Mount Kailas. Most of the people go up to only the Manasarovar, or maybe a little bit more. From there you get a sight of the Mount Kailas. But going the pradakshina is very difficult. So did you take a pradakshina of the Mount Kailas? No, because it is said you cannot do pradakshina of Shiva. One argument is given. For everything you can give an argument. Shiva, you cannot complete the pradakshina. Therefore I didn't do that. I just covered the Yamadwara, and from there is a river, I crossed that, and from there I got a vision. Further I didn't do. Because you have to climb 20,000 feet. You lose breath and then you get dizzy, and I don't want to do that. Shiva can wait. I don't want to do that, you say. So, further is the last step, or the last but one, we are going to say. So, adonayam paratma syad vijnanamaya shabdabhak vigaritvad jadatvad parichinnatva hetudah drishyatvad vibhijaritvad na anityaha nityaha ishyade. This anitya buddhi cannot be the Atma. Therefore, we moving ahead. We are moving ahead. So you are detached from the buddhi also. You are operating the buddhi, but you know its limitation. So you are moving ahead. You are moving ahead from the Manasarovar. Manasarovar can be compared to buddhi. You are moving from there. Next. What is the next stop? Ananda pradibimba chumbita tanu vrittistamo jrumbhida. Ananda pradibimba chumbita tanu vrittistamo jrumbhida. Syada anandamaya priyadi gunaga sweshtartha labhodayah. पुण्यस्य अनुभवे विभाति कृतीनाम आनंद रूप स्वयं भूत्वानंदति यत्र साधु तनुभृत् मात्र प्रयत्नं विना आनंद प्रतिबिंब चुंबित तनु वृत्तिर्तमो जृंभिदा स्यादानंदमय प्रियादि गुणग श्रेष्ठार्थ लाभोदयः पुण्यस्य अनुभवे विभाति कृतीनाम आनंद रूप स्वयं भूत्वानंदति यत्र साधु तनुभृत् मात्र प्रयत्नं विना न पदच्छेदम् आनंद प्रतिबिंब चुंबित तनु वृत्ति तमोजृंभिता स्याद आनंदमयः प्रियादि गुणगः श्रेष्ठार्थ लाभोदयः पुण्यस्य अनुभवे विभाति कृतीनाम आनंदरूप स्वयं भूत्वा आनंददी यत्र साधु तनुभृद् मात्र प्रयत्नं विना. Now we are the last but one post. Last one. What is that post? In your climb to the mountain top. What is that? Ananda pradibimba chumbita tanuhu vrittistamo jrumbhida. See the Anandamaya. This is called Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya. Anandamaya Kosha. That's your, it's a very interesting place to be there, Anandamaya. What is, did you see that Anandamaya? Anandamaya, the second line, Anandamaya. This Anandamaya made up of Priyadi Gunagaha, you see. Anandamaya made up of Priya, Moda, Pramodam, they say. Priya, Moda, Pramodam. Suppose when you see your grandchild from a distance, that sight itself gives you that experience of joy, Priya. Then the child is running towards you, Priya, Moda. Then you grab the child and keep him close to your heart, then Pramodam. Then after some time the child says, Tata, I am leaving. Isn't it? Then you climb down. So these three stages, Priya, Moda, Pramoda, this is a mode of mind. Priya, Moda, Sveshta Labhodaya, I say. Second line. So this state of mind, Sveshta, whatever you like, Labham, when you get an object that you like. Udaya, it manifests of that way. It can be grandson, it can be laddu, it can be wherever. Maybe you want to go to Goa. And when you think of that, there is a joy. When you get into the flight, there is a joy. When you get off the flight, there is a joy. And when you reach the Goan beaches, there is a joy. Then it goes. Then it goes. So that particular mode of mind, where you get your object of desire, particular mode of mind, that's called Sveshtartha Labhodaya, Priyadi Gunagaha, Priya, Moda, Pramodam, this is called Anandamayam. Meaning whenever you get an object of your desire, you lift yourself to the Anandamaya. But you cannot stay there permanently. You'll be coming back from that. The only place you can stay permanently is the Yadgatva Nivartande Tadhama Paramama Yadatma. All other places, the chakra, chakra dhyanam, unless you reach the Sahasrara, you can come down. You can go up to the Pramuladhara, Swadhishtanam, Manipuragam, and then Anamika, all those you can go. Vishuddhi and Ajna Chakra. Up to that, you go, you can come down. You can come down. But once you reach the Sahasrara, then there is no coming back. Similarly, so this Anandamaya Kosham, Priyadi Gunagaha, Sveshtartha Labhodaya, Punyasyanubhave Vibhadi. And this another, because the Anandamaya Kosha, you reach there by performing Punya karmas, Dharmiga karma. Otherwise you cannot reach Anandam, you can only reach Dukkha. So Anandamaya Kosha, you reach by doing good karma. That's why Punyasyanubhave Vibhadi Kridinam. Kridinam means this individual who is a good man, dharmic person, Kridinam. Punyavadam, says Kridinam, Punyavadam. By doing this Punya karma, Kridinam, then in that state, Ananda Rupa Swayam, you become a embodied happiness in that state. Because you are identifying with these three modes of mind, Priya and Moda and Pramoda. So you are identifying with that. So Ananda Rupa Swayam Bhutva, being that, Bhutva Anandade, then you are happy there. Yatra Sadhuhu Tanubhrit, this Tanubhrit, the person who identifies with that particular Sushma Sharira, Karma Sharira, Tanubhrit, still you are in this Maya field. You have not crossed it. So Yatra Sadhu Tanubhrit, Tanubhrit Shariri, identifying with that Karma Shariram. Matra prayatnam vina. And to reach there, that anandam, prayatnam vina, not much effort is it. You have done the punya karmas. So you have done the punya karmas. So purva prayatna hedu krudatva is it. Punya syanubhav. You did some good karma in the past, and then as a result of that, naturally you go into that state, without much effort. Punyasyanubhave vibhadi kridinam ananda rupa swayam bhutvanandadi yatra sadhu tanubhrit matra prayatnam vina. Not even a little bit of effort. You are, isn't it? It's like something like you book a hotel and you already paid. You already paid. So when you reach the airport, when you climb down from the aircraft, people are waiting for you with a bouquet and garland and all that. And a car is there and somebody is guiding you, you get into this car. There is no effort at all. Edi. Go this way, go this way. Your punya become a duda and they tell you this way, don't go that. This is your room. Javena nidaha, we have seen that. The punya karma lead you wherever you have to go. And which you have earned before and which you are expending now, then you reach there. Anandadi yat tatra sadhu tanubhrid matra prayatnam vina. Now he says, in that Anandamaya kosha, as a result of the punya karma, you reach that state. Then what happened? Ananda pradibimba chumbidadanu. That state of mind is chumbidam, embraced. Embraced. Embraced by what? Ananda pradibimbam. The pure bliss of the Brahman reflected in that state embraces it. Ananda pradibimba chumbidadanu. It's a very beautiful expression. Ananda pradibimba chumbidadanu. You are embraced by that reflected ananda. So we see the body reflects the sat part of Atma. Body exists, the sat part of Atma. Prana exists, the sat aspect of Atma. Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, the chid aspect of Atma. But when you come to the higher state, then the ananda aspect also is manifested. All the three aspects is manifested. So, ananda pradibimba chumbidadanu. Vrittistamo chumbida. And this particular vritti, still tamas is there, ignorance is there. Ignorance is not gone, because we have to go one more step. But there is only ignorance, there is no rajas or any other disturbance is there. They are completely quiet. This is what you experience in sleep also. Whenever you are encountering an object which you like, you move into that space. Or when you go to sleep as a result of punya. Sleep also is a result of punya karma. If you have done all kind of wrong karmas, bad things, cheated people, then you cannot get sleep. You don't get sleep. You have to take sleeping pills. Because I have done all kind of wrong. I know that. It pricks my conscience. And I don't get sleep. Then I have to take a gun and shoot myself. I made a lot of money, so many people are worshipping me, and I have fleet of cars and then, a staff and name, fame. I sponsor all kind of programs. But because behind all that, there is a rotten mind, bad deeds. So that people cannot go to this state. Only those who have done punya can sleep well. So don't tell the Swami, I don't sleep nowadays, meaning you have done something wrong. Otherwise, you get good sleep. The sleep is a result of the punya karma. And you are exhausting the punya karma by sleeping also. So, ananda pradibimba chumbida tanuhu vrististamo jrumbida syad anandamaya. Priyadiguna. So Anandamaya Kosha you reach either by enjoying a desirable object or by doing punya karma. Even that getting a desirable object also is because of punya. And then it has got these three. It's a mode of mind where the consciousness, Ananda aspect reflects there. Still a reflection, not the real. That's why tasya priyameva sharaha modo dakshina pakshaha pramoda uttara pakshaha ananda atma brahma puchcham pratishta. So this Ananda is a reflected Ananda. That is enjoying. Now we have to go one more step. Brahma puchcham pratishta. It is a reflection of Brahman, your real Anandam. So that's what you said next. Anandamaya koshasya sushupta spurtirutkada swapna jagarayoho ishadishta sandarshanadina. So Anandamaya koshasya sushupta spurtirutkada is. Anandamaya kosha is really experienced in sleep. Because in sleep there is no problem. You are happily sleeping. If you are unhappy, you cannot sleep. I had an unhappy sleep, means you are not sleeping. In deep sleep, you are very happy. So you are in that state. That's why people want to sleep, take pills and then go to sleep. And then there's a big industry. Sleeping pill is a $1 billion industry. You don't get sleep. You do some upasana and you get good sleep. Eat less, you get good sleep. Do good things, you get good sleep. You don't have to get sleeping pills. Or do some yoga, you will get sleep, good sleep. So Anandamaya Kosha Sushupta Spirtinkara. The real taste of Ananda is in sleep, you see. There Anandamaya Kosha in full blast, full state. Swapna jagarayoho ishad ishta sandarshanadina. In Jagrat and Swapna you get a little bit, a drop of that. Ishta sandarshanadina. When you see a desirable object, desirable person, you also go to Anandamaya Kosha. Then you come back. So Swapna jagarayo, and Swapna also you get little pleasure. Jagrat. When you Sapana, you can have a miserable Sapana also, or a happy Sapana. Miserable Sapana means wake up with a cold sweat, a tiger is chasing you. Miserable. Or you see gold coins. When you drive, you see gold coins, happy state, isn't it? So Sapana also you can give you happiness and happiness. When you are happy, you are in that state, which is the Anandamaya Kosha. Continuing. Naivayamanandamaya paratma sobhadigatvat pragrude vigarad karyatvedo sugrudakriyaya vikara samghata samahitatvad naivayamanandamaya paratma sobhadikatvat prakrute vigarad karyatvedo sudrudakriyaya vikara samghata samahitatvad. So some people, there are some acharyas who say, in sleep you are with the Brahman. So you sleep. Or in samadhi you are the Brahman. So attain that samadhi. But Shankaracharya doesn't agree with that. In sleep and samadhi, still you are in a state of ignorance. By hard effort, by sitting quiet, doing pranayama, doing yoga, etc., you gain the state of peace and happiness, but that's not also, is not the real happiness. It's only a pseudo happiness. It's only a reflection. In sleep, ignorance remains. Ignorance remains. And even in samadhi, ignorance remains. That kind of samadhi is called sabija samadhi. Sabija samadhi. The bija remains. You have to have nirbija samadhi. Go a little beyond. Nirbija samadhi. So, this Anandamaya Kosha seems to be the last port of call. It is not. You have to go beyond it. That's why he said, Brahma Pucham Pratishta. You are seeing only the Pucha of Brahman, he said. The tail end of Brahman. You are not seeing the full Brahman, he said. By seeing the tail, you cannot say, I have seen Brahman. You have seen the tail of the tiger, not the whole tiger. The Brahma Pucham Pratishta. So Shankara says, Na eva ayam anandamayaha paratma. This anandamaya is not real anandam. Paratma means real anandam. So you see, satyam jnanam anandam brahma. Satya means something which exists. The body exists, but enjoys satyam as. And the mind and the intellect knows. So they are called chidas. And anandamaya reflect the anandam also. But that's only a reflection. Existent anandam, chida reflection. Real Satchidanandam is beyond this. And hence, na evayam anandamaya paratma. Sobhadigatva. Because it is depending upon the ubadi, the vrittis. Priya, moda, pramoda, vrittis. It's the mode of mind. Sobhadigatva. Prakridehe vikarad. It's a mode of prakriti. You are still in the prakriti. Mind is prakriti. Buddhi is prakriti. These modes are prakriti. You are still in the prakriti. Avidya maya vikarad. Prakridehe vikarad. Karyata hedoho sukrita kriya. And you gain that state because of the result of the punya karmas that you have done. And punya karma is limited. So you cannot stay there. Like you cannot stay in heaven permanently. Similarly, in this state, permanency is not possible. You have to come down. Vigara sanghata samahitatvat. And this Anandamaya Kosha is a collection of Vigara Sanghatam, a collection of these three modes of vrittis, Kriya, Moda, Pramoda. And it can objectify it. Therefore, this is not your last port of call, he said. There is something more to go. Next, Panchanama Bhikoshanam Nishede Yuktidakrude Tannishedhavadi Sakshi Bodharupo Vashishtade Shishyade Panchanama Bhikoshanam Nishede Yuktidakrude Tannishedhavadi Sakshi Bodharupo Vashishyade. So you keep on denying, keep on transcending. Panchakoshanam Bhikoshanam Panchanam Bhikoshanam Nishede. Nishede means transcending or observing. This Panchakosha. Now you have come from Manamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, and you are transcending that. Meaning, this happiness I get by Ishta Sambhadanam, that's not the real, it's only seed of happiness. And you go beyond. Panchanam Vikoshanam Nishede Yuktidaha Krude. Yuktidaha means you, by logic, with the help of the scripture, you do that. Yuktidaha Krude. Using your intellect, using. Tan Nishedavadi. So finally, where are you now? I have gone beyond Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and seen all that are mithya. They come and go. Is experienced by me. So, Nisheda Avadi, the end of Nisheda means there is nothing more to objectify. There is nothing more to deny or negate. Vaya negativa, you come this way. There is nothing more to deny. What else is there to deny? So you come to a point where there is nothing more to deny or nothing more to transcend. End of transcendence. You reach there. Panjana vivekoshanam nishede yuktida kride tan nishedavadi. You came to a point where there is nothing more to deny or transcend. That state is called Sakshi. You are the witness, the real Sakshi. Bodharubha, we should say. That Sakshi's nature is Bodharubham, nature of consciousness. Consciousness illumines all. You cannot go beyond. Because beyond is like an ocean. The river finally reaches the ocean and you cannot go beyond. It becomes one with the infinitude of the ocean. So this Sakshi dissolves because he understands the Bodhyam. All the object that you have seen is mithya. And the Sakshitvam is with reference to Bodhyam. Therefore, Sakshitvam also is gone. There is nothing more to that witness gain, that status is with reference to the object that you witness. When you see the object is mithya, your Sakshitvam also is mithya. For example, the one who saw the snake on the road. And when the snake goes, what happened to the person who saw the snake? He also goes, isn't it? He also goes. The one who saw the snake goes, but the adhara of the one who saw the snake remains. I hope I am clear about that. So the one who saw the snake, he goes. And then the consciousness remains, you see. That thought. One who saw the snake is mithya. One who saw the snake also is mithya. And the one who is a substratum for all this, that alone remains, you see. For example, you suddenly get a news that your wife delivered a boy. Then you are so happy, I become a father now. Because you got a son, I become a father. Later you get another telegram. It's not your wife, it is your neighbor's wife. What happened to your Pitrutvam then? That Pitrutvam is with reference to the newborn child. When you know it's mithya, it's not your wife, somebody else. Then you are temporarily, you become a father. Now you are given up to the father. But you remain there. The father goes. You remain there. Similarly, the Sakshi also become mithya, you say. Whatever remains, that you are. Whatever remains. If something remains, you are there. Some people say there nothing remains. We will see that. We will see that. So, panchanam abhikoshanam nishede yukti dakrude tan nishedavadi, the last border of negation. Beyond that you cannot do it. Sakshi bodharubaha avadishtade. Now there is a continuous meditation upon this Atma, this Sakshi and Atman's nature. So many slogas, a continuous meditation. The plane is taken off and is gained height, 30,000 feet, 35,000 feet. Now what the plane does, it cruises quietly. It is an autopilot. Pilot is sleeping. Plane goes by itself in that height. So you find so many slogas kayaking in this ocean of knowledge. You are just slightly. That's we'll see later. So let us recollect with our eyes closed. Recollect these various stages we have covered, various milestones we have covered, various small mountains that we have covered. all the way to the Everest, the summit of the Everest, where you can rest forever. Everest, you can rest forever there. The first is the Vishaya Prapancham, sensate world. You detach from us, from that. You don't seek happiness there. Then the body, next port of call, next milestone, you observe that. And the pressures of the body is not real. When you apply oil, when you exchange saliva with another person, in all those cases there is a fake joy you get. The Anandamaya. The Anandamaya state, you are relatively happy, at peace, because of the good karmas you have done. And this Anandamaya experience in deep sleep or in association with a desirable object. But this Anandamaya also is only a reflected Anandamaya. One has to go beyond. By this process of continuous negation, observation, detachment, transcendence, we reach the real self. And from that height, the mountain peak, the summit, you can see the valley, you can see the mountain slope, you can get a samyak darshanam, a total vision from the top. This vision is a blessing. It's a revelation. So, samyak darshana nishtaya. From this standpoint, you are able to use all these ubadhis to explore and express your immense potential. So these tools are necessary provided you are a master of the tools. Buddhi, emotions, body, sense organs, organs of action, all are necessary for you to explore and express. Earlier they were dominating you. Now you master them. This mastery is by knowing your nature. And these tools are made up from the same consciousness. Astrigunas, Panchabodas, etc. Like Shiva, Jagatrayam Sambhavanaptanastale Nadadi Rajotra Parashiva Swayam Sabha Nada Ranga Idi Vyavasthiti Surubada Shakti Udat Prayutada. Shiva creates the Ranga, the stage. Shiva creates the audience. And Shiva himself dances. So Sabha Nada Ranga Idi Vyavasthiti Surubada. From out of Shiva's infinite energy, he creates the stage and the audience and the dancer. Sarvam khalu idam Brahma. All these are a play of consciousness, Chit Vilasa. So this is the Samyak vision, the total vision.